Begins with 3-year-old Jeanette Walls cooking hot dogs for herself on the stove without parental supervision. A few minutes in, her tutu catches on fire. Hearing her screams, her mother runs in with a blanket and smothers the fire. They didn't call an ambulance, but decided to take her to the hospital anyway.
Jeanette is admitted to the intensive care unit of the hospital with severe burns. Her parents aren't too happy about this, as they dislike hospitals and feel that they can do a better job themselves. But the doctors insist that Jeanette is in serious enough condition that she should stay. For a few weeks, her father grows restless with Jeanette still in the hospital, so he does his famous Rex Walls escape. He goes into the hospital, grabs Jeanette, and runs out of the hospital without checking her out. 3 years at a few locations later, the Walls were practically homeless, had no money, and no food. Their kids were forced to dig their lunches out of the school garbage because their parents refused to provide for them. After years of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse, Lori and Jeanette packed up their stuff and took off for New York. After years of being a raging alcoholic, Rex Walls passed away in a New York City hospital at the age of 42. With her husband to New York City, Rosemary Walls again became homeless. She now has purchased a low-income home and visits her children often. After moving to New York City with Jeanette, Lori Walls became an esteemed children's illustrator and has illustrated many best-selling children's books. Brian Walls has since grown up and moved to New York shortly after his sisters. He's now a member of the NYPD, was married but is now divorced, and has a little 8-year-old girl named Veronica. 5 years after her siblings moved to New York, Maureen moved there as well. She moved in with her parents and became mentally unstable. She stabbed her mother and was sent to a rehabilitation clinic. From there, she moved to California, where she resides now. After divorcing her first husband, Jeanette Walls has remarried and has a 15-year-old stepdaughter. She lives outside of New York with her husband and is a well-published author.